Hi, this is Wayne Hatter from Your WordPress Made Simple, and today I want to talk to you about something that is very, very serious when it comes to your website. And what I want to talk about today is the topic of security. Securing your website. It's a very, very important thing that you should be doing because this is your business, this is your asset, this is how you support your family, this is how you provide products to your customers. So security should be in the forefront of your mind, that this is something that you should be looking after very, very carefully. Just imagine one day you wake up the day after you have just launched your product, you have launched your new service, and when you visit your website you have this blank white screen, or you have some nasty message that some hacker has put up there because they have infiltrated your website and they have done all kinds of nasty stuff to your files and just jacked everything up. And you don't want that. You want to make sure that you have at least a peace of mind to know that your website is locked down and it will prevent any hackers from coming in and trying to do damage. Now, I'm not saying the tips that I'm going to provide you with is going to keep hackers out, because hackers are always coming up with new innovative ideas on how to destroy people's ways of life. Needless to say, that's just the reality, and that's what they do. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you some tips that will make it that much harder for them to get into your website and just mess your whole world up. Okay, so let's talk about tip number one. Tip number one is to choose a strong password. Okay, and when I say choose a strong password, make sure that it is a mixture of uppercase letters, some numbers, some special characters like the @ or the exclamation point, and things like that. Try to create some type of a pattern, something that you are familiar with. And once you have created that password, make sure you save it somewhere, either write it down or save it on your computer. It's just up to you on how you feel safe in securing those type of sensitive information. Okay, there's one thing that I like to do. There's plenty of websites that you can go to and you can generate a really strong password. Now, if it's your WordPress website, there's no big deal, because let's say if you forget your password, that's all you have to do is click on forgot password, and then you'll click the link and then it'll take you back to where you can change your password. So using a password generator, I think it's a very good idea, because it's something that you can't even remember, and if you do forget, you just hit the forgot password and then you can just go through the process all over again. Yay, it may be a little bit of hassle, but you know what's a little bit of hassle than losing all of your assets on your website. Okay. The second thing you want to do is you want to change your password on a schedule or a more frequent basis. So maybe once a month or once every 2 months, and this will ensure that you have a fresh circulation of passwords, because hackers, they have programs too, and they write these programs with these different algorithms where they're always pinging your website, trying to figure out and running random password checks, would you say, to try to figure out your password. So it's a good idea for you to change your password. It's not going to hurt, it may be a little bit of hassle here and there, but in the long run it's going to help keep you protected. The third tip I want to give you is to change your host password. And your hosting password is the hosting company that you signed up with, whether it be Bluehost, HostGator, SiteGround, WP Engine, or whatever hosting that you use. Just go in there periodically and change your password, because that will help minimize the threat of someone figuring out your password and getting into your account and messing everything up. Okay, tip number 4, you want to change your FTP password. Now, your FTP, if you're not familiar with it, this is where you would upload all of your files. And if you're working with, let's say, like your developer, then your developer they are usually connected to your FTP, because when they are making changes to your files and making changes to your site and doing some customization and things like that, then they will have an FTP password. But you want to make sure you change that as well for all the other reasons that I mentioned earlier. You know, you want to keep it random, you want to keep it fresh, because that just makes it much harder for the hacker to try to figure out what's going on within your account and within your website assets. All right. The fifth tip that I want to give you is setting user roles. Now, you have different user roles, which you can find out on WordPress.org, and just, you know, punch in user roles and it'll tell you what all the user roles mean. But you have like your admin, your contributor, your subscribers, your authors. You want to make sure that you don't have more than at least 2 admins, one for you and one for the person who is working on your site. And when I say the one that's working on your site, either be your web designer or your web developer, because they will need full access to be able to install plugins and troubleshoot different things that may be going on, uninstall plugins, and the list goes on. But with the full control of the admin, it gives them and you that ability to have more control over your website. Now, having more than 2 admin on your website is probably not a good idea, because it's kind of hard to keep track. And I'm not saying that the people that you have working on your website, that you don't have trust in them, but you just always want to be able to track down if something goes wrong and be able to troubleshoot starting at a very minimal level. And I hope that makes sense. So just make sure that, you know, don't add too many admins, because there should only be you and the designer or the developer that is working on your website. The 6th tip that I want to give you is to install a security plugin. There are many security plugins out there, but there is one that I have used for a very, very long time, and it's very reliable. It's been around for at least 4 years or more, and it used to be called Better WP Security, but they have changed it now to iTheme Security Plugin. But this plugin, it has so many features, like it will let you hide your admin URL, you know, when you type in your website and then wp-admin or wp login.php. That's one of the main features that I love about the iTheme security plugin, because it will allow you to change your website login URL. And the reason why that's important is because when hackers are attacking WordPress websites, they are always looking for the WP admin, and then they start running their programs to try to figure out your username, they try to figure out your password. But if they cannot access your WordPress admin screen, then they're just going to give up and go away for a while. But 9 times out of 10 they'll probably be back, because that's just their nature. That's their job. Their job is to hack you and to make your life miserable. Tip number 8, you want to choose a username other than the word admin. Okay, do not choose the word admin. This is a common prey for the hacking predators to look for. They're looking for the username admin, and if they have the username admin, it's not too much more work for them to figure out your password. Okay, so make sure you choose a username other than admin. Okay, tip number 9 relates to those of you who are installing WordPress for the first time. Change your database prefix. When you first install WordPress, it automatically creates the database for you, and the prefix of that database will be WP underscore, and it will add all the tables associated with that database. But when you change your database prefix, this also helps prevent hackers from getting inside your database and messing with database tables and all kinds of nasty things that they are capable of doing. Now, if you don't know how to change your database prefix and you're first starting out with WordPress, then just give me a shout, Okay, you can visit my website, you can contact me, you can even leave a comments in the box below and say, hey Wayne, I need help, and I'll be more than happy to help you along the way to get your WordPress installed when you want to change your database prefix. Okay, now I know that I have thrown a lot at you in regards to keeping your WordPress website safe. Now, if you want more step-by-step WordPress training video courses, then I would encourage you to get on my pre-launch list. Okay, once you get on my pre-launch list, you will be informed on when we launch the actual membership site. So there's a link below. You click on that link, you fill in your name and email, and a couple of benefits that you will receive for getting on my pre-launch list is that you will get a discount when we launch. You can ask questions and get answers freely on the pre-launch website, and you'll be able to download this book called Why Your Website Isn't a Sales Machine and What You Can Do to Fix It. All of these are a benefit and a gift to you for getting on my pre-launch list before we launch. I'm Wayne Hatter. That's all the tips I have for you today. If you have any questions, I encourage you once again, leave comments in the box below or give me a shout out. I'm easy to find. Go to my website, yourwpmadesimple.com, and I'll be more than happy to assist you and support you in getting your WordPress website secure, figured out, and help you with other WordPress needs that you may be having as well. See you later.